Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what I'm talking about today is, okay, old girl, remember the therapist that was talking real crazy? Not the one recently, but the one last year that was talking crazy about calling black men bees and how they, you know what I'm saying, how she was in her little dirty outfit with the braids. Was she back at it again? She like her little dirty little 15 minutes of fame, little filthy little grimy fame. Y'all gonna understand why I keep saying dirty and filthy, because she dirty and filthy. I want y'all to listen to what she says. She gets on here and she says she need therapy. But I'm going to talk about the standards, and I'm going to talk about this little self-love thing that is going around, and I don't know what it means, and I don't think that hyenas know what it means, but I'm just going to roll the clip. So she drops a little F-bomb at the end of it, blah, blah, blah. She, she's real crass, and she doesn't have any, class or anything. So just be aware of that. And I just want you to pay real close attention to her clothing, to her. Pay attention to her, please, please. Okay.
Is it still unclear that I've been trying to get my cheeks clapped this whole time? I've been trying to be yamed, and it's not working. I just want my shit peeled back from the back. I want somebody to really just dismantle my shit. But I fucked around and started loving myself, and I don't accept the bare fucking minimum. Fuck! Is it still?
Now, do you get what I'm talking about? This woman was somebody's therapist at some point. I'd like to see the people responsible for hiring her. Seem like she done spiraled down. Does anybody else seem like she done spiraled down? That winter has come for her. It needed to have come with some soap and water. Winter needed to have not come. It should have sent summer with some hot water and some soap. At the end of that little stupid rant is what I want to talk about. She's talking about how she want to get her cheeks clapped, which I don't know who wants to know the condition of them cheeks, considering the griminess of her hands. They were filthy, like she had been changing engine oil all day. It's the safety pin for me. At safety pin in the collar of a toe-up t-shirt where the rest of the collar has torn from the shirt and it's dirty. So I'm trying to figure out the purpose of holding it together with the safety pin when it really should be in the garbage. Her little pants was dirty. Her little socks was dirty. Her face is dirty. Her hair need combing. You can tell she rolls out of bed and she just hits the floor. And I said that in the last video that I did about her when she went viral for the stupid things that she was saying about how black men reacted and things of that nature to her and her therapist's advice. And she was angry, and then she got fired from her job. So she came back online to rant about that. And I could just tell that she was dirty just from the background and just from the way that she didn't have any underwear on and her clothes were just shabby, just a shabby female. So she stinks. She doesn't take regular showers. She's the type that doesn't think that she should put on deodorant because it has aluminum in it, as though natural Tom's of Maine deodorant doesn't exist, but we're not going to talk about it. As though baking powder don't exist, but we're not gonna talk about that. Um, at the end, she's like, and I want to get all these things. I want my cheeks clap. I want my stuff peeled from the back. Da, 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 da. And then at the end, she says, but then I started loving myself. And then I just can't settle for less. Baby, you are less. You less. You less than. You less than. Remember how they used to have in grammar school, greater than, less than? You less than. You a whole less than sign. Okay. And I'm saying that for anybody that even thinks that even remotely agree with her or thinking ain't nothing wrong with her or would make an excuse for this. This is a woman who had a profession, so she claimed that she was a therapist, so she claimed. And if you are a therapist, then you're not making a bad amount of money. You're making a decent amount of money starting out. Okay, if you licensed and everything, starting out, you shouldn't be struggling too bad, especially you got a nice consistent clientele and things of that nature, right? A lot of times therapists are working in a network if they don't have the type of clientele that would allow them to have a private practice and things of that nature. So there's no reason she's in a first world country in a car that she might be living in. We don't know. And I'm saying she might be living in the car because she's so dirty. But then she was dirty in the house. She's dirty because she want to be. There is no self-love that don't start with the self. You don't have standards when you don't have enough standards to care for you. This is why I talk so extensively over the past 3 years about the 10 life values. That spiritual value, the health value, the family and the appearance value. And she's struggling with all of them. But that slovenly, dirty, filthy, physically grimy type of thing, that's spiritual. That's a spiritual problem. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And that's not just a saying or just a little quote out of the Bible that doesn't mean anything. People who are spiritually intact are clean. They are physically clean because they wish to be appealing to other people and to be around other people. And they want other people to be around them. God represents purity. Okay. God is purity. That is why cleanliness is next to godliness, because it is a representation of physical purity. To achieve physical purity, and then you achieve spiritual purity. So people who are dirty when they don't have a reason to be dirty, people who have access to indoor plumbing on a regular basis, people who have access to hot water, soap, and washcloths. I don't care what mayonnaise folks say about washcloths. We wash over here with washcloths. We are scrubbing and we are exfoliating with soap and water. If you have access to those things and you decide that you do not utilize those things on any regular basis, you don't regularly shower, you don't regularly bathe, you don't regularly have hygienic upkeep, although you have access freely to have that upkeep, that is demon time. She talked about settling for less. There goes that settling again. What do y'all think settling is? What would we call it if there was any man, even a Pookie Ray Ray or a similar F-19? Some of them not gonna even knock it down because it stank and it's filthy. It's like visually, like you can see the dirt, like nasty. Like your hands, you've been digging in. I don't know what you've been digging in, baby. But them hands was nasty. Them nails was grimed down. And then them hands, them fingers was gross. Them lips was chapped up. Just a horrible female representation of a female. and has the audacity to get on here and talk about black men like she was crazy, as if she were better than a black man. You almost homeless, or you walking around smelling like you homeless. And this is not to talk bad about homeless people, but a homeless person is about the only person that you can't blame for not being hygienic, because they don't have a place to upkeep their hygiene. Hence the homelessness. So you expect them to be dirty because they don't have a choice but to be dirty. But if you have regular access to the modern inventions of the 21st century in a first world country, and you're still dirty, and that says something about you, I'm telling you, that's a spiritual thing. Choosing to be dirty is spiritual. Then you don't care nothing about your health, because that is how a lot of disease and things of that nature begin in the body. A lot of pathology of the body when it starts with not being clean. How do you think the Black Plague spread through Europe? Because they were nasty. Black Plague wouldn't have did half the damage that it did if they were nasty. You see, it didn't go nowhere else. You see, it wasn't no Black Plague nowhere else. You understand what I'm talking about? Because they nasty. When you nasty, that breeds a disease and a pathology. So we have a spiritual pathology, then we have a physical pathology. And then she don't got no family, she ain't got nobody. Somebody need to tell her to wash her behind. And then the appearance is horrific. To get online, it's like going outside. She's outside where she at. Was filming that. Them braids look like them the same braids and twists that was in her head from the last video I made about her. And you ain't took them down. The shedding has to be astronomical. I hate to see the condition of the underwear, if there is any on. Them little jogging pants can get up and run by themselves. Got the inside of that car funky as a Montana mule in an onion patch. And you will be settling for some dude to just slide through. You're lucky if some dude slide through. You'd be lucky to have a F-19. Like, you would be fortunate. He'd be settling to deal with you with your safety pin and your dirty panties. Y'all better stop this little stupid self-love stuff, because y'all just get somewhere and say anything that's the latest buzzwords. Stop doing that. Actually pay attention to your 10 life values. Pay attention to your spiritual, your health, your family, your appearance, and your dwelling to begin with, because that is for you. That is personal to you as a woman. Never present yourself like that. Any self-respecting woman, I don't care what they say on the internet, any self-respecting woman would never show up anywhere outside. She wouldn't dot her door or get in front of a camera with spackle all in her eyes, hands looking like she done changed the intake manifold. You understand me? Hands looking like she just done changed a busted head gasket with no tools. You know she's not showering. Never do this, young ladies. Young ladies, do not do this. We're going to have a Patreon about hygiene, because I don't want not one lioness. I don't want not one young lioness questioning what she's supposed to do. with herself. No self-respecting woman shows up like this. This woman is broken. Do not follow nothing that she say. It's not cute. This woman is broken and she needs somebody to sit her down. She needs a timeout. She needs a timeout. Life just done whooped her and she out of her mind. She needs a timeout. Somebody needs to come get her and sit her down somewhere. And she don't need access to nothing but soap, water, and a book of some sort, preferably a spiritual one. Anyway, I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Also, the fact that these black women don't want no relationship. She just want her cheeks. She complaining about cheeks clapping. This how bad it done get, y'all. The men done left y'all alone. Well, we see why they left her alone. But these men done left y'all alone. Y'all begging for the simplest of the transaction. You done ran men off from the transaction. Don't even get me started no more. Because it would be here another 5-10 minutes talking about how y'all. Anyway, go ahead. She need a copy of this book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine Lives of Feminism and Road to Recovery. This book is on sale on my website, thecrimsoncure.com. Link is in the description box as well as the Amazon version. Go ahead and jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.